Today is March 11th. It's a beautiful 70-degree, mostly sunny day, and it seems like a really good day for me to be able to begin prepping some more of my containers for container gardening for the year. I am going to plant my indeterminate tomatoes in 20-gallon felt fabric grow bags. I've had really good luck with these in the past. They drain really well. They warm the roots really well because they're black. But since you can put so much soil in them, they actually retain moisture very well as well. So a 20-gallon grow bag is going to hold about 2 cubic feet or so of soil. So a lot of people will tell you what the best mix of soil is. I honestly just use $1.60 bags of topsoil from Home Depot, and I mix in some composted cow manure with it into the top few inches, and for about $4 or so you can fill up an entire bag, and it holds moisture very well. You never want your containers to dry out ever. Drying out once can damage your tomato plant and really inhibit its production. So I'm going to show you how I go about making my containers for any kind of plants, in this case tomato plants. These are 1 cubic foot bags of topsoil. Going to take about 1 2/3 to 3/4 of a bag of topsoil. Then the next 3 inches or so, we will just use composted manure. And I'll show you about what that looks like. This is what the container should look like when it's full. We want to leave about 3 or 4 inches of spacing from the top. And the reason why we want to do that is because I'm going to put, after the plant is in here, I'm going to put about 1 inch or so of mulch. And then I don't want the soil to come way to the top, because I want the actual container itself to shade the soil a little bit to help maintain an even moisture. You know, we don't want our tomato plants or any kind of plant to go from very dry to very wet. We want to kind of keep an even level of moisture, let things dry out a little bit here and there so we don't encourage fungal growth. So what we're going to add to this is a few handfuls of a balanced 5-5-5 organic fertilizer. Say 3 nice size handfuls or so. A small handful of Epsom salts for magnesium. Another small handful of bone meal for minerals, calcium, phosphorus, and a small handful of crab and lobster shell meal. I've had good luck with this in the past. And then what we want to do is we want to work this into the soil as best as we can. We want to work the manure layer with all the additional fertilizers into the topsoil layer in the bottom. So what I do, I'm actually not going to plant my tomatoes in these for a week or 2. I'm making these early because compost is not 100% composted when you buy it. It's more like 90%. So I want this, along with the fertilizers that I'm adding, to break down, because these are organic fertilizers and meals, they require natural soil biology to break them down. So I want this process, the process of the natural microbes in the soil, to begin breaking down all these fertilizers and complete the composting process before I put in my plants. So when I actually plant the plants, we'll have a week or 2 weeks of head start of the breaking down process, and then I'll also add a little bit of additional bone meal fertilizer on top of the plants, and I'll work that into the first few inches of soil. So that is the finished product. Do these a couple of weeks ahead of time so they have a chance to break down, and you should have a good starting mix for your container garden. Thanks for watching.